better daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
Good morning, Betterment family. This is your host, Alex Van Houten, in Better Daily Live. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite days of the entire year, and I'm very happy to hang out with you this morning and share it with you. I hope and pray grace and peace over your Thanksgiving with family and friends, and I hope that is very fruitful and wonderful. Word Thursday is what we usually do on Thursday, and it just seems appropriate to talk about the word Thanksgiving. So I'm excited to dive into that with you. Good morning, John. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours this morning. So the word Thanksgiving is such a cool word. We say Thanksgiving is a holiday, right? But if you actually think about the word Thanksgiving, then we can actually start to think about thanks and understanding what that means and some of the connotations that come along with it. Because Thanksgiving, coming from the phrase giving thanks, is, we just kind of say it like it just rolls off the tongue. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for blah, blah, blah. But what does thankfulness mean? Now, there's some psychological research around thanks and gratitude. And the research basically revolves around the idea that taking time to reflect on things that you're grateful for is very good for your health. So if you spend some time, and this has been researched, if you spend some time writing down 3 things that you're thankful for every day. So you sit down and you say, I am very thankful for, let's say, the roof over my head. And there were times in my life where maybe I wasn't sure how I was going to pay the rent, or there were times in my life where I was homeless or something like that. And so I'm very grateful for this roof over my head. Or I'm very grateful for the food that I have in front of me. There were times in my life where I was hungry, or I didn't have a choice in what it is that I ate, or I was concerned about where my next meal was coming from. And so I am grateful for what's in front of me. There's research that shows that doing that every single day will not only elevate your mood over a period of weeks, but that mood elevation lasts even after you're done doing it. So if you do this for a period of weeks, write down the things that you're thankful for, 3 every day, and then 4 weeks of that, and then 4 weeks later, having stopped doing that, what researchers find is that your mood's actually elevated. Another thing that happens in gratitude is that you actually lower blood pressure, which is pretty cool, and then you also lower your perceived stress. So when you spend time thinking about the things that you're thankful for, thinking about the things that you have been given, that perhaps you've done some work to earn, but you're still grateful that the opportunity to work for them was there, right? That you have those things that are given to you, the opportunities and the things that you've earned, right? And you're so grateful. You have so much, and those things are actually good for you. But there's actually a deeper meaning to thankfulness and gratitude that I appreciated out of the Hebrew. So thankfulness, or giving thanks, comes out of the word hoda in Hebrew. And hoda is an interesting word because it's more like a relationship word and less like a feeling. Right, so when we say giving thanks, I'm thankful for, or I'm practicing gratitude, it's like resting in a feeling, right? I'm doing the discipline of remembering what I'm grateful for, and I get a good feeling out of that. But the Hebrew word hoda is more about a relationship, and it's often used in reference to our relationship with the transcendent spirit of our ancestors, of God. In the Old Testament, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, giving thanks to God is actually saying, it takes on more of this connotation. I have a relationship with you, and I understand the things that you have given me, and I'm giving thanks back. I'm recognizing the blessings that have come down from heaven into my life, things that I didn't choose, things that I didn't deserve. And I'm grateful. I understand that I started at 0, and now I'm not at 0. Even though sometimes it might not feel great, I'm still giving thanks. Even in the difficult times and in the wonderful times, I'm giving thanks. Why? Because I have a relationship with the Spirit that sees fit to give good things to me. And what's really wild about that is I believe that at the depths of what Thanksgiving is and what gratitude is not just a feeling, like a recognition. You know, there's a feeling you get when, I don't know about you, but when I drink a cup of coffee, I'm like, yeah, coffee. And I drink my coffee and I'm like, oh, it's so nice. It's warm. I love the smell. And it starts my day off great. And, you know, my coffee's there while I write and stuff. And that's a good feeling. It's a nice feeling. Or like when I give a hug to my children, it's a nice feeling. Like, oh man, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. And it's a good feeling. I talked about oxytocin last week, so if you followed it, you might understand that feeling at a more neuroscientific level. But gratitude is a different thing, because one of the things that happens when you practice gratitude is you don't just get the nice feeling of knowing that you've been given something, especially if you feel you don't deserve it, or you recognize that the opportunity you had to work for that thing was undeserved, right? It's also the recognition that because you have been given something, you are taking responsibility of making the most of that thing. When you practice gratitude, you stop practicing taking things for granted. You begin to recognize, I think the old saying is to count your blessings. You begin to recognize what it is that you've been given. And in the giving of thanks, in the recognition of that thing, you are also saying out loud to everybody else, yourself and even God, you're saying, I know I've been given this thing, and I'm going to make the most of it. In the New Testament, Christ teaches about the parable of the talents and the parable of the pounds, depending on whether you read it out of Matthew or whether you read it out of Luke. And he says, in both instances, he says, to whom much is given, much is expected. And that spirit is right at the core of Thanksgiving. And it's why it feels so good to practice gratefulness and gratitude, because you realize I could have nothing, but I have more than nothing. I have my life. I might have some semblance of health. I hope that you have wonderful relationships in your life that you get to be thankful for. Even if they're not perfect, you get to practice gratitude with those things. I hope that you have a place to dwell. I hope that you're grateful that you have the opportunity to connect via the internet to other people who are pursuing betterment. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, you have that opportunity. I hope that you're grateful for those things, and I hope that in practicing gratitude, you recognize that not only are you feeling thankful, but you're also making a declaration that I will be responsible with this gift that I've been given. I will make the most of these gifts that I've been given. And I think that's one of the reasons that Thanksgiving has been my favorite day of the year. My birthday's on Christmas. I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, but of the holidays, Thanksgiving is my favorite day of the year, because it's an opportunity to remember deeply the things that we've been given, and to recognize those things, and to make a dedication both to ourselves, to God, to the world around us. I will make the most of the things that I've been given. And that is a very difficult but powerful commitment to make. So, I'm asking you, what are you thankful for? What are you willing to recognize? And are you willing to look at that thing and say, I can be a better steward of this. I can do more with this. I don't deserve this, but I need to make the most of this thing. And I so encourage you, if it's hard to speak that, write it. But take a moment to identify some things that you are thankful for, that have been given to you, that you don't deserve, and that you're going to make the most of. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm excited to hang out with you tomorrow for Flex Friday before diving into an awesome holiday weekend. Until next time, guys, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.com. betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.